What's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. You already know not to fall for spam in the comment section. I'm filming this and they're spamming it already. I'm just joking, all right? Hey, today we're just going to keep it moving because there's a lot of things that I wanted to get to as it pertains to the job reports that is coming out Friday, right? We're going to cover a lot of things. But today, I am going to talk about Moo because that's where we're cashing up. And if you don't know why we're cashing up by now, I'm going to have a video that I'm going to play here. I'm sorry, you're going to see it here in this box, all right? And it was the Fed's meeting. I suggest everybody watch it. It's going to be in that box. But let's talk about why I'm talking about Moo. That's where we're cashing up. And then we're going to be looking at a lot of stock that we're going to be purchasing next year. So join the club. We already have the $5 a day club, but then we're cashing up there, getting ready to just to buy on the biggest sale. Let's talk about the Fed, right? The Fed yesterday tanked the market. I made a video earlier that morning. Matter of fact, let's look at it. So for those of you that's been following, I made this video before the Fed talked, right? You can see where I had, when he talks, your stock walks. I went live. A lot of you guys were with me. And then I streamed live the FOMC meeting. This is the video I want everybody to watch after this one is over, okay? And there's a reason why I want you to watch that video, because it lets you know what's on the Fed's mind. Now, when he first announced we were going up 75 basis points, the market accepted it. The market says, that's cool. We've been waiting on that. All right, that's cool. Let's do it, right? And then he began to talk. Now, the Dog and Pony Show, which is the FOMC meeting, these guys try to ask these hard questions to jam the Fed. Now, it's a thin line between him being too hawkish or too dovish. He had to be hawkish because he's been so far behind. Now he's overdoing it the other way, okay? And they line these questions up. That's why I kind of hate when he talks. Just tell us what you're going to do, Mr. Fed, Mr. Powell, and then shut your mouth, bruh. Man. So when he first started talking, the market was still green, up, right? 300 points. Then they began to ask him about, is it time? When does he see going neutral? He began to make comments. I'm paraphrasing. Comments like, let's not think about going neutral, and he also said, I would rather be over aggressive or over hawkish, meaning raising the interest rates higher. He said, I'd rather do that than to be behind on bringing inflation down. So in the gist of things, that's what he was saying. And when he said that, the market actually started going down even more. Then the market had a slight bounce when they started asking questions about him loosening and not tightening, okay? For him to be, to see, like, when are you going to start, coming down on these interest rate hikes? We've had 475 basis points, right? Are you going to go 50 in December? And then in February, do you see yourself going down to more like 25 and then just neutral from there? The market liked that. But then they came back with more of these questions. So here is what I wanted to say. We see what happened yesterday. We were 300 up, and then we had like a 900 point swing. Actually more than that, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 900 point, almost 900 point swing while the Fed was talking, from positive 300 to negative 400 or 500, wherever it was. Let's just take a look. To negative 500. All right. So you got an 800 point swing just while he was talking. Now, we got jobs coming, right? The jobs report is coming tomorrow. I want to prepare you guys. The jobs report could be worse. And I'm not all gloom and doom here. You guys know the job report could be worse than yesterday was. I'm just going to cut it to you straight. All right. Let's listen.
I also just talked to businesses in my town, a tree guy, somebody up in Wisconsin, where I go all the time. None of them can find anyone. So I don't know if people are going from one job to the other. It just feels like people have disappeared.
So this is like deja vu, Brian. We talked about this earlier in the year. You asked me, how are they making money? If you're not working, how are you making money? And you saw Uber's numbers yesterday, and the average Uber driver is making $36 an hour. So our speculation, and anecdotally, in talking to recruiters and in our clients, is that pre-pandemic, someone might have had two jobs working at a factory. One factory they worked at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The other factory they worked at Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Pandemic comes, they start driving for Uber. Pandemic's over, they go back to one factory and drive for Uber or DoorDash or some other gig in that second job. The other thing is people are crossing the street. We had this stigma of not leaving a job early, right? Whether it's your parent that said you got to stay for 4 years, suck it up. That doesn't exist anymore, or certainly doesn't exist at the same level. So if I could cross the street and work at another factory for an extra 25 cents an hour, or I'm going to go to another job because they're going to pay me more money, I'm going to do that. What was holding me back was the stigma of being a job hopper. And now we call it job mobility.
Now it's like a stigma of not being a job hopper because you're seen as foolish for not going to get more pay because somebody probably wants you. It's an unbelievable jobs market. We'll see how long it lasts. Evan Sohn, recruit.
So the job market appears to be strong. Now, the question is it stronger than it was the previous quarter? The numbers will tell tomorrow, Friday in the morning. And I'm going to try to be live again, of course. I like to keep the family fed. And so I agree with this guy. I talk to people the same thing. Back in the old days, you kept a job for 30 years and you didn't jump around. Now, the people that actually go from job to job actually make 50% more over their lifetime. And like this gentleman said, if you could go drive Uber for $35, $36 an hour, then why would you, and be your own boss, so to speak, then why would you be punching in a clock? And so what's happening is people are actually working multiple jobs, and that's why the job numbers are skewed, if you ask me. And then we know it's a political, midterms. Like we're right here at the midterms, right? And so, do we really trust the jobs data? That's for you. I can't be a conspiracist here, but that's for you to think about. Are these numbers correct? And as we know from CPI and core CPI, you gotta understand the data that's in front of you, okay? So that's what I want to talk about. And so if the job numbers are good, that's going to be bad for the stock market, for those of you that don't know. Because if the job markets are good and unemployment remains low, that means that the Fed, which kind of was bullish a little bit, hawkish, should I say, yesterday, that gives him room to be even more hawkish, meaning he could raise interest rate hikes a little more, that tightening, so he can tighten a little more. His job right now is to keep squeezing until we say uncle. His job right now is to cause unemployment to go up. That's the Fed job right now, and that's how he gets control of inflation. So now you see the cause and reaction of good jobs report. So for those of you that didn't understand that, that's how this works. So I just wanted to make this video now so you can plan accordingly. You can make your plays accordingly. This one is hard to call. So I'm not playing anything. If I was, I would do an SQQQ, betting that the market, you could have did that yesterday while the Fed was talking, you would have made some money. But I'm going to remain neutral because it's not just the numbers. it's quarter over quarter numbers also. Okay. So when these job numbers come out, we got to see, is it better than the previous month? And some of the data that leaked early was month to month and not quarter to quarter. So tomorrow will tell the truth on the whole matter. Okay. So I just want you guys to be prepared. Now, if you don't know by now that you should be cashing up, and as you could see, the market went, we had the Dow had the best month since 1976. But in 2 days, the market could grab a lot of that back, if not all. And that's just the fact. It's just going to be a very volatile season. This last quarter is just going to be extremely volatile, to be honest with you. But one of the things we do know is if you've been dip buying, every time you've gotten burned in just about every sector. Now, there's some stock that you can do good at, but every time you dip buy, it was going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. That's why we here haven't been aggressively buying. We've just been trading, taking our winnings and really not even investing that, just cashing up. So that's why I want you guys that don't have a platform to follow us and download the Moomoo platform. Number one, you just deposit $100, they're going to give you 6 free stock. And if you go deposit more than that, you can get up to 15 free stock. And it has 12 hours of trading. I do a lot of my trading before the bell and after the bell. All right. So that's what I want to leave with you guys. Let me know if this is helpful to you guys. As always, imparting, live, love, laugh, and learn. We will see you tomorrow morning.